The next thing I want to talk about is the financial system moving forward. Some people say there's a quantum financial system, which seems a lot more like more of the same, run by the same people. Nesra, Jesra, whatever it is, we move forward from the one we are now, which is imploding as we speak, to what we move to in the future, which I believe probably will entail silver and gold and cryptos and something more less criminal and more organic to the human spirit.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, I believe it's going to start January 1st of next year.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean we have a total collapse of everything and then we restart something that we can all work better with? Or is it something that they run in parallel for the next 10 years?
Well, so humans do this thing where we see things so black and white. So when you and I try to visualize what the collapse of the system would look like, I mean, I guess I can only speak for myself, but it would appear from a very human vantage point, everything goes under all at once. Every town, every school, every business, and everybody's car, everything just goes dark all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
How are we ever going to get through this? That's not the case, and that's not what we're looking at. There will be pockets that crumble because the previous infrastructure was all that was binding that together, and so those systems will fall. It'll kind of be like a series of sinkholes, but as holes sink, people are busy repairing this, and so it will be an up and down, a high and low, give and take kind of bridge transition period where all is not lost. And at no point do we look around and feel like, we see black skies and just nothing. It's not, humans are so melodramatic. Like we love the drama and we enjoy, the emotional storytelling of human experience. We love to do that. But there are a lot of human beings, Westerners, that see this as coming, this collapse that is inevitable, and have systems in place to be able to buffer, to buffer those blows. And so certain communities will fall, people that have absolutely they're not prepared for this financially at all, but then others are. And at that point, it becomes a matter of repairing holes and repairing all of this psychological and structural and just damage, while other things continue to fall apart. Humans are more like hives, like worker ants. You're like a colony, and people are going to come together. So the financial system, while it's dying completely, humans are going to come, kind of like when you see ants overtake something, and it's just amazing the work that they can do. We can't underestimate what humans are capable of. But let's pull some cards here. Does that kind of do you kind of see?
Yeah. But I want to kind of focus on, it's kind of like, will the same people who have controlled us, will they be the ones deciding how our system is rebuilt? Will they be basically to take control again?
I have my thoughts, but I want to let the cards speak to you directly first. It's not about me. This is your reading. Okay. Ooh, Six of Cups. Your card. That's your card. Okay. So a couple of things that this tells me here. Six of Cups, Eight of Swords, Five of Pentacles. So the people that were responsible for the way that the infrastructure was set up, the financial system, the roads, the metropolitan areas, all of that, they are at an age now where they're kind of just dying out, and their ways are archaic even for their own descendants. So we really are looking at two worlds that are now overlapping one another, but we will move away from that sphere and create something new. And the Six of Cups to me indicates for your question, that we may be talking about the descendants or the progenies of the people that used to be in control. The people that used to be in control are all dead and dying, and they are going through their own transitions, and they are no longer part of the equation. Their progenies, their descendants, and the youngsters, the up-and-comers, they're the ones that now inherit the system moving forward. I can tell you here, based off of these cards, the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, they themselves are in the fight of their lives. Because make no mistake, you know, not all of these people, the descendants of the bankers and the bloodline families and the controlling elite, the cabal, they're just as responsible for the miscomings and the crimes of their family members as, you know, you and I are over family members we can't control. It's not really their fault that they were born into these families, but it is now their soul contract. It is now their obligation to do something about it. And when I see this, the Eight of Swords is the inability to express, to speak, and to enact any real change. And the Five of Pentacles is going to be the world's, how it's been, suppressed. You know, there's poverty where there doesn't need to be any. People have to work all these jobs to like pay their rent, all that stuff. So I see that they are struggling within themselves to kind of push back on their own archaic systems that they were born into. So it's hard for people to trust. Like, how do we trust them? Their kids and, you know, their progenies and their, you know, the people that they've trained or whatever. And I say, have a little bit of trust that the spiritual upgrades that we're all subject to, these people are not that different from us in that they're going to choose. They're going to have to choose. I do like the Six of Cups though, because this is about the collective as opposed to the I. The Six of Cups is always about what is shared and what is collective. Just so you know too, this is the quantum entanglement card. So if we were to apply this card to anything that we're going through right now, this would be the quantum entanglement, quantum computer, and something like blockchain, because this is it's the bigger net. It's all shared. There is no individuality in this. Mm-hmm. So I'm encouraged in that regard, because this isn't one person to rule 1 million or two people to rule 2 million. This is more about what's good for everybody, not in a communist sense at all.
So it's more decentralized blockchain focus, where, I mean, our monetary system doesn't have to be controlled by anybody at all with the blockchain.
Well, tell me, you don't think it's kind of weird or an interesting like implication that the same, so this was your soul card for whether or not, you know, does your soul have a gender? And it's like, you know, this is the purest of the cup cards, because it really is about who we are before any of the other stuff. Like, you have to be this, you have to be that. This is purity, and this is about everybody. This isn't selfish. This isn't, you know, this is the opposite of control. This is sharing. This is about integration of the spectrum. It's no more about this polarity here or here. It's all things encompassed. And I really do feel like this is what we were looking at in the past. The Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, people work, they slave, they bust their ass, and they still don't have enough money. If this was a meritocracy, okay, because Six of Cups is like I said, it's the collective. But if we have been living in a merit-based or work-based or energy-based economy, then people that work hard would have plenty of money, and people that decided they didn't care and they were lazy, they wouldn't have much. And it would be fair. You know what I mean? Obviously within reasons, but the Six of Cups speaks to taking care of each other. Okay, so even people that say they couldn't work, they just couldn't. We consider that. They're considering that now.
Well, that makes 100% sense. On the Road to Ruta, you know, from the Road to Ruta comic books and all that I've analyzed, we do have a collapsing of the old system, which, I mean, 99.9% of the assets are held by tiny bit of people.
Right.
And this would be a creative destruction event that wipes everything clean. It might not be in a day. It might take years, but at the same time, there needs to be a reallocation to a system that's fair. And that's what, I mean, in the Road to Root comics and documents, they talk about allocating money according to Social Security balances in the United States, for example, because some people have worked their whole life, and when everything gets wiped away, it kind of makes sense that they should get a little more money than people who are just starting out.
Starting out, sure.
So it all makes sense to me, but there is, I mean, the only fear I have, not that it's a fear, the thing I look for is that singular control over the system versus a more decentralized, looking out for the best of humanity.
So who are the people in charge? We have the Chariot, and this is the winner card, okay? So when you asked me if your son was going to win, can we talk about that? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They won 3 games in a row and got to the final, and they should have won the final, but they didn't.
You know what? I'm sure it was a valiant effort.
Oh my God. The kid works harder than anybody I know.
I mean, I believe it. I believe it. So who are the people in charge next? Okay, we have the Chariot, which this is Cancerian energy. It's the moon, just so you know. So silver, there's your silver. And then we have the 10 of Cups. Okay, so you see that this is a pyramid, essentially. And then there's 2 people in love doing like love acrobatics at the top of the pyramid. Go figure, okay?
Can you define love acrobatics, please? Thank you.
I don't know what it is. I've never done it. But it does look like they're doing like yoga and like balancing with each other. But I want to make note that both cards have the essence of 2 of partnerships and of working together. Okay. Who are the new people in charge? Well, I'll tell you, they didn't get to be in these new up and coming positions of control by not compromising. There has been a lot of push and pull and a lot of compromise. And as you can see, 2 opposites were pulled potentially against their will into one vision. Okay. And the 10 of Cups, this is people finally feeling like at least things are fair. This is fairness. This is about everything in its respective place, for better or for worse. So I'm really actually quite convinced. Just so you know, the Chariot is a lot about many different people, including people of completely different viewpoints, being essentially forced to work together by a higher power, by some kind of authority.
So the riggers on Wall Street are required to work with the normal investors and the regulators, even though the riggers their whole life have been cheating. They're going to be required to play by the rules in the new system.
Because the veil that separated them from the rest of us has been obliterated. Obliterated thanks to several major efforts that we talk about all the time, Trump and his administration being one of them, but the human spirit pushing back being another. That is a force that cannot be underestimated. But what's happening is they're not being defeated just because, solely because they are in fact self-cannibalizing and throwing each other under the bus and they're panicking. They're also being defeated because human beings are choosing amongst themselves as individuals, the people that you talk to, they're choosing to align their finances and their vision with the new world, the new timeline. And so it is an individual battle as much as it is, a bigger picture war type of thing here. And this will come down to people, individual people. And I don't think we can ever have said that for the old system. The old system didn't account for people at all. It was about corporate. It was about entities. It wasn't about people at all. And so the new system appears to take into account more so than ever the human element, which I'm really excited about. And like I said, silver really is it's so parallel to human beings right now. We're running alongside it. But if we can't get to where it is or where it requires us to be, then we don't deserve it.
Right.
I know that's harsh.
No.
But
I agree 100%. And I mean, I see it going there. And
yeah, I do too.
We're in the middle of it.
People message me. It's funny because I think people are under the impression that I now am well versed in the financial system. I'm like, I'm not. I'm
You
not.
are.
I'm not. I'm not well versed in the financial system. I am a student. I am learning. I now pay attention more than I ever have before. But please don't ask me about like what stocks to invest in and stuff like that. I'm like, stocks? You mean like cattle? That's a good idea. Go buy cattle. I think that's a fabulous idea. But you know, I only look at energy. That's what I can help people make decisions about their finances based on energy, but don't ask me to define for you, you know, things like, you know, what's this stock and what's that? I don't know.
I will tell you right now, for someone who hasn't been trained, I mean, I've been trained my whole life for this shit, hasn't been trained on the financial ins and outs. You are tapped into some that 99% of the financial people I know couldn't tap into. And you are absolutely spot on 99%, except when you get the year wrong, 99% of 99% of what is going on. And I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. That's all I want to talk to for the Road to Ruta members. I want to ask you a couple personal questions. How's your reading availability? Do you have availability for Road to Ruta members to book a reading with you?
I do. And I also wanted to go ahead and let everybody know that I do have, you're going to hate me for this. You're going to yell at me afterwards. So I do have a discount coupon. Okay.
Coupon. For all you coupon clippers out there.
Listen, I have a coupon. It's 25% off. You know, Bix has always encouraged me to be, you know, confident in my services and charge big, you know, go big, go home. And I'm so grateful, and that's working out fabulously. But this is something I'd like to do. It's great to be able to give people 25% of a service. So that's going to be Beyond Mystic. I know it's another channel, but I don't see the point in making a new coupon. You guys can just have Beyond Mystic.
And we love Jean-Claude. Everybody on Road to Ruta loves him. Do you put one word or two words?
One word, all caps, Beyond Mystic, right there when it prompts you to get a promo code or a discount code, like just use it. My availability for November is, I think the first half of the month I'm good to go. The second half I'm having surgery. So I'm going to need a little bit of time. I mean, luckily I can just kind of, you know, sit in recovery and do readings, but I don't know how I'm going to be. So I blocked out a week or so for myself, but I just want to let everyone know, like, readings make amazing gifts, such amazing gifts.
Oh yeah. Like, for other people. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. And those are the fun ones, because those are the people that would never think to get readings for themselves. Yep. And then they're just like, oh my God. So do
you have a gift certificate type of thing for?
No, I don't. I should figure one of those things out. Mostly people just, you know, coordinate a time with the person that they want to get it for, and then, you know, communicate with me. I'm very responsive on the website. I had someone try to like bait me into a debate the other day, like through my website. And I was like, he's like, and I'm 18. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, go play your video games, sweetheart. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here.
So the website is jennymoonstone.com.
jennymoonstone.com. Yeah.
And you guys book it and use the coupon code. I'm not opposed to coupons at all. I'm opposed to people giving away their work. Is a socialist type of thing, and I'm a capitalist. I think capitalism's better. So definitely, if you don't want to use the coupon, want to give Jenny the full tip, don't use it. But Beyond Mystic, full caps, Jenny Moonstone is the website. You guys book yourself some reading and give readings away for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, you name it, you could do it. And then now Jenny and I are going to go off and do a personal reading. So you guys take care. We'll talk to you soon.